Hi, everybody. Thomas Miller on the Fun Astrology Podcast, kicking off a new week, a new month, and a new era because Pluto goes retrograde today. You already knew that, so let's talk about some of the specifics, at least from my perspective on this. Tomorrow, we'll talk about the month of May and do a lot of things that we normally would do on the first day of the month. We'll do that tomorrow, and then we'll be spending some time setting up, of course, the eclipse on Friday. Quick reminder, May 10th, right after the eclipse, we're going to have our pop-up group reading, the most fun deal that we do around here, I think, probably. And there are just a couple of seats left. It's right at the top of the funastrology.com website. And look, if you don't want to be a reader, if you say, I'm not going to get on there and try to read, that's okay. If you have a question and you just want to bring a question to the table, then register for it, pay the $25, and we'll talk about it with the other people who are. Not at all trying to put anybody on the spot. But if you want to do that, then there's that option. And then if you would like to throw your hat in the ring and see how you do with some other great folks, we have such a good team this time. It's going to be a blast. Kristen, get ready. We're going to have some fun. May the 10th, right at the top of the website. Now, today, mark your calendars, mark your alarm on your phone, set a timer, 1:08 p.m. Eastern Time. You'll have to convert. Pluto goes retrograde at 0 degrees, 22 minutes in Aquarius. The other date to put in your mind and on your calendar related to this is October 10th, because that evening in the United States, Pluto returns direct. It will be at 27 degrees, 53 minutes Capricorn. And in the United States chart from July 4th, 1776, Pluto is at 27 degrees, 33 minutes. So it will only be 20 minutes apart. Basically, a reconjoin. Certainly by influence and certainly by degree. So everything that we have not cleaned up or addressed with that Pluto return to the United States chart, we get the opportunity to retrograde, revisit that between now and October and then thereafter, because we'll be back in that realm. Now, here's a little exercise for you to get a picture in your mind, because a picture is worth 1,000 or 10,000 words. Cast your natal chart. Just call up your natal chart. And if you can do it without messing up your software or your program, turn it to the whole sign house system. That's the system that puts everything at 0 degrees at the beginning of the houses, and all the houses are equally spaced in 30-degree increments. So you see each sign right there, and those are the signs that rule those houses in your chart, in your natal chart. And then you can picture that Pluto aspects every one of those cusp points, one way or another. I'm going to list them here in just a minute. And then if you have the prowess to do this, you could put the current transits over that natal chart. That shows you in 12 pieces of pie where Pluto is influencing you, not only through this retrograde, that's a part of it, but also as it sits at that point for the next year and a half or more. This is exactly how your life is being affected. Here are these aspects. You can see how it's showing up in your chart with your signs. Pluto is conjunct Aquarius, opposite Leo. It is square to Taurus and Scorpio. It is sextile to the two fire signs, Aries and Sagittarius. And it's trining the two air signs, Gemini and Libra. Then it is semi-sextile to Pisces and Capricorn, and it is inconjunct Cancer and Virgo. So I mentioned last week that people in our Facebook group were talking about how heavy the energy is right now. And we talked about it on Level Up last night. If you didn't catch it, you'd like to see the replay, it's on the Fun Astrology YouTube channel, and it's also in the Facebook group, the private listeners Facebook group. There is so much I want to say about this. We might have to push everything down a day from what I said at the beginning of this podcast, because I do want to be methodical with this, and I still want to respect your time. We have a format here, and I want to stay with that. But at least you can see that Pluto, and then let's not forget that right now, why is it so heavy? Why are you feeling this? Look at the chart. This is why I want you to see it with your own eyes. Saturn is at 5 degrees. That means it's on the cusp. Neptune and Jupiter are at 26 degrees. They are both on the cusp. And the nodes of the moon are at 4 degrees, counting backwards. So they're moving toward the cusp. And let's not forget that the south node of the moon is in Scorpio. Please don't blame yourself for how you're feeling. And let me set up some reality here. Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter, and even the nodes don't move quickly. And while I'm thinking about it, I'm recording this on Sunday because I have to jump ahead of my schedule a little bit here this week. But First Republic Bank, probably by the time you hear this, will be in some kind of default or very close to it. And it's one of the too big to fails. It's bank size number 14 in assets. And I read over the weekend that 11 of the big banks contributed. Are you ready for this? This shows you the depth of this problem. These 11 banks contributed $30 billion. They gave them a check last month, and it's gone. I don't know whose $30 billion that was, but you can look at the bank list. Look it up. It's all over the news. Why would they do that and not have some kind of managerial oversight? I don't know, but whatever. But do you see, there is no way out. If you're going to face your karma, you're going to face it right now. And these banksters have a ton of it. So does the United States. All right, let's hop over to the other side of the coin. Pluto is about transformation. Another big Plutonian metaphor is power. Robert puts it that Pluto is 3 times more powerful than Mars. Whoa. And the other thing I want to mention is that this is not like a Mercury retrograde. The faster the planet, the more impactful its retrogrades. That's a given. That's a cookbook astrology principle right there. So Mercury, of course, the most impactful, Jupiter next, Mars after that. So this is the other end of the spectrum. So at least it's a review and revisit, but it's not that Pluto's going to get in there and stir every pot in your life. Not like Mercury retrograde. So you can take a big relief pause from that. In other words, don't make it a bigger deal than it is. It's time to review powerfully your life transformation. Really, this is a touch base with your journey, retrograde. We'll talk about this tomorrow, but I think that we have to respect the position of Pluto in the chart. We have to respect the fact that planets get stronger when they slow down. They get stronger when they are at a cusp. This is full-on Pluto. The only way it could be fuller on is if it was doing this on the cusp of Scorpio, its own sign. But this is a perfect time to get really conscious about your journey. What changes need to be made? What needs to be released? Follow your intuition because Neptune is here too, right? It's there. The moon will also help lead you through this, so follow the lunar cycles through the month. Know when the moon is in Cancer. Know when the moon is in Pisces. Those are heightened times for intuition. And then as you discern and in your meditation and doing your yoga and all of the things that you do to connect, know your direction and then take bold, powerful steps. And then all of us have been feeling this tension. Do the things that you do. Pluto, power to the max. Jupiter on the cusp, expanded to feel good. In other words, don't think that you just skate through the days right now and it's normal. And listen to my Subconscious Mind Mastery podcast, the latest one released, number 331. We talk about this and some coping mechanisms. All right, we'll address it more tomorrow. Sorry to go a little long here, but there's a lot going on right now. Love you. Hang in there. See you tomorrow.